Hey, how you doing?
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 90 of the Everything NYJ Podcast. I can't believe the 90 episodes already. I am your host, Liam, joined by, or on this side, actually, the best from the Midwest, Italy Jet. Italy Jet, what is going on, my friend?
Man, it's been a long week, long weekend, and my kidney is killing me. But
Oh, no.
but it's okay. I'll survive. It's too many energy drinks.
You have to survive, dude. There's such a positive vibe with these New York Jets. And I got to be honest, as a Jets fan, this is the best I have felt overall as a fan,
Yeah, I agree.
probably in my entire existence. The logo that you are wearing on your head right now, everybody was just begging and pleading Woody Johnson for years, please, please, please bring it back. There he is, repping the 73 future soon to be Hall of Famer, Joe Klecko. What are your thoughts on these new jerseys, man?
Shoot, I'm happy. I already bought some. My wife's gonna kill me.
That's
It's
it.
gonna be fun. No, she'll be fine. But it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited. I mean, look at this. It just looks so pretty. It looks so
Sick.
pretty. I mean, look at this. It's pretty. And let's not forget this, the middle. Look at the middle. It's nice. I love seeing that. And then, we can even the whole field is going to be like that, like even the end zones too. So,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely, man. And it just seems like here's my thinking.
Mm.
I think Woody Johnson finally bought a hearing aid, turned it
Oh
on,
no.
and said,
Oh
"Oh
no.
my God, I could hear the fans. This is what these guys have been saying this whole time. It's just been a bunch of silent mouth, muted mouths moving. Now he knows what we're saying, and it's incredible. Really, just caps off the perfect off season.
Is that what it is?
I think so. I really think he bought somebody, either it was a birthday present or a Christmas gift he hasn't opened yet. Something happened where he goes, I'm going to put this in my ear. Oh my God, I could hear people now. This is what you guys have been wanting all this time? I thought we wanted that. No, 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 we don't want that. We want what's on your head.
Finally. And we're going to do two games of it. So two
Yeah.
one of them I'm going to, which will be fun. The Chiefs game, they're going to rep it, and then Monday Night Football, they're going to rep it as well. So I'm super excited. It's going to be dope.
Yeah. I'll be at one and you'll be at the other one. So we're both going to get to see these jerseys live in person. Unfortunately, not the same game.
Right.
But I don't know. I kind of have a funny feeling that in the next couple of years, this is going to become our primary jerseys again.
Really.
It's just going to get such a positive response. Nobody wants to buy these stupid looking jerseys. Everybody wants those jerseys back. And I'm a little disappointed that they didn't come in green. I would have liked to see one green, one white, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm just happy that the logo is finally back. I'm happy that we got these jerseys back. They look so sick on these players. Sauce Gardner, just oh my god.
It looks so good. I think I'm starting to understand like why they didn't do it with the with Garrett Wilson, because his name change. It does screw me when it comes to memorabilia, but I
Yeah.
get it. It's screwing me with JJ too as well, but I get it. But still, it still looks nice. Other than that,
It's for the greater good of the team. It hurts you personally, but for the team, everybody loves it. But yeah, I mean, the jersey sales are going to be off the chain already.
agreed. As long as
You
it
know.
continues to do it, as long as it
Yeah.
continues to bring a positive light, that's all I care about.
And see, like the good thing, like we have so like all of us Jets fans, we have such fond memories with that logo. The only thing that needs to change is we finally need to win a Super Bowl with that logo. And I think that's finally the next step in this chapter, man.
Well, let's get to the playoffs first, and then talk about it, because we got one step at a time, one step at a time. But these jerseys are nice. They'll give us an extra boost. But now let's break out some training camp. What are you
Ooh.
thinking? What are you thinking?
So my biggest takeaways from training camp, Aaron Rodgers has not lost a step. I think he still looks as phenomenal as ever. Still one
Mm,
of the greatest passers of the ball. My other
okay.
point, Garrett Wilson. He's going to definitely be a top 5 receiver in this league. It's not even a question in my mind. Another one for me, and we're going to go back and recap all this. If you want, we could kind of stick to one thing at a time, and then I guess I'll
Yeah,
give
one
my
thing at a
takes as
time.
we go along.
One thing
Right,
at a time. Just pick a few things and move on.
right. So Aaron Rodgers, we'll start off with him. The welcoming that the Jets fan had given him since he's been walking onto that practice field has been electric. What have you been seeing from Aaron Rodgers in training camp that's really been exciting you? And what are your overall thoughts of Aaron Rodgers in training camp?
I really do think that they have rallied around him. And Hackett's enjoying himself. Sauce is giving all kinds of chains to him now. Just one. It's just one, but it's funny. Um, I love what he's doing with Garrett Wilson. Looks like Devontae Adams 2.0. Everything that's happening with the Jets is what we've all been waiting for. I've been very impressed with the leadership role of Aaron Rodgers with everything he's doing, even sitting down with different teammates at lunch, even just to get to know everybody, get to know the system. When you bring in a big player like that, sometimes guys take a while to adjust, but he's not. He's embracing New York. He's embracing the culture, the Jets culture. And I mean, ticket sales, training camp sales, memorabilia, jerseys, everything is making money off everything right now. So whatever happens, I'm good with, man.
Woody Johnson is indeed making money hand over fist at this point. And you know what the really cool thing about having somebody like an Aaron Rodgers in the building is? There's not like in past years we were talking about Sam Darnold figuring it out in training camp, Zach Wilson figuring it out. Is he looking good today? Is he looking bad? We have somebody, a quarterback, a veteran quarterback that is not holding this team back. They are letting these younger guys figure it out while you have a veteran quarterback, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. So I don't know if you saw that catch that that Corey Davis made, where it was such a
Yeah.
tight window. So DJ Reed was covering him, and almost 99.9% of the time, DJ Reed would have intercepted it, at least swatted it down. So so Corey Davis makes that catch, and immediately Aaron Rodgers goes up to DJ Reed and tells him what he saw. And he said, "This is what I saw. This is how you should defend it from now on." So it's paying huge dividends, and not only the offense, and not only upgrading the offense, but the defense as well. Which that's priceless. You can't put a price tag on that.
Not even close. Not
So
even close.
another thing that I've been seeing in training camp is the development of Jason Brownlee. I really like this kid. He's a little bit older. He played 2 years in a community college football, and then finally he played all 4 years of college football. So he's a little bit older. He's 24 years old, which might give him a step up a little bit. But he's really been showing out in training camp. Aaron Rodgers has raved about him in the past. He had one of the most incredible catches in training camp so far. What are you thinking on Jason Brownlee? You think he has a real chance at making the team?
I think he does. They didn't sign him for a reason. They signed him to a contract already. So I think he's got a great chance making this team. I think we're going to forget about Mims real quick with him. Not only that, I think it's a resurgence of not only his career, but could be, and that pass was thrown by Zach Wilson. So it's going to
Yeah.
be very interesting to see what happens with him. I'm really liking him so far. I love his background, love his story. I love everything that's happening with this kid. And there's going to be a lot of those guys coming up to where, oh, where has this guy been? Oh, how do we know this guy? There's going to be a lot of them like that.
Yeah, I think like a lot of these like unproven guys, like even like a Jerome Cap, like they're really just balling out and
Yeah.
they're fighting for their careers right now. It's not a lock that Jason Brownlee makes the team, but I think that there is a resurgence for wide receiver 6. He might even beat out, well, not beat out, but step ahead of Randall Cobb, and Randall Cobb becomes wide receiver 6, and Brownlee becomes 5, something like that. We might have a future star in our hands, and we don't even know it. Maybe something similar to, dare I say, not comparing them, but dare I say somebody like a Wayne Corbett, who was also undrafted, or a Robbie Anderson, who was undrafted. The Jets have had some previous success with undrafted wide receivers in the past.
Yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of talent from everywhere now. They can go to Europe, South America, community colleges, low colleges, to high colleges in the SEC and everything else. It just depends on what your preference is, but anybody can come out of nowhere. And Brownlee that's what's happening with Brownlee right now.
Yeah, to stick on the wide receiver subject a little bit longer, we would be probably we should be banned from YouTube if we didn't talk about Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, just absolutely, he's going to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league this year. Mark my words. The Jets didn't have a lot of primetime games last year, so a lot of the NFL didn't get to really experience Garrett Wilson the way that we did each and every Sunday. Garrett Wilson is looking phenomenal. What are you thinking on Garrett Wilson?
I mean, he could be top 5, top 7. I think he's going to break it down really well. I think him and Rogers' connection is going to be great. Overall, I think it's going to be sick. He's going to make people like regret that people passed on him. And that's
Yeah,
what's that it's I always say Devontae Adams 2.0, but I think he's established now that his name is real, his reputation is real. Everything he's doing with his basketball background, with jumping and deking and catching. I mean, not only is he the real deal, he's everything that we want in a
oh,
number one
absolutely.
wide receiver.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to also see that where he kind of breaks away uh from Devontae Adams 2.0 to Garrett Wilson 1 because he is definitely coming into his own. And it's crazy when you have guys like Zach Wilson, Mike White, Joe Flacco throwing the ball. He had 83 catches for over 1,000 yards and then becomes rookie of the year. He's going to make a lot of teams that passed on him because it's funny. Him and Sauce were not the first drafted at their position in 2022. He's going to make those people regret it. And absolutely, they should. If you could go back and do that draft, I guarantee you, we would not have gotten Sauce and Garrett Wilson. They would have been gone before the Jets were even on the board.
I couldn't agree more. Amen.
Yep. And Alan Lazard, since he already knows the system, he's looking really well. Mecole Hardman's looking really well. Like our wide receivers are going to be something dangerous, and all of this comes down to just everybody staying healthy. There's going to be some adversity along the way. Knock on wood, we don't have a big injury at a premium position. But I think this really all comes down to everybody just staying healthy. I think this team could be really special. Sticking with the offense real quick, not to get into this too deep, but Mekhi Becton has been taking reps at left tackle too. He's looking phenomenal too. Have you been seeing a lot of Mekhi Becton?
Kind of. He's been pushed off a little bit. Like he's still battling an injury. Like everyone says he's
Yeah.
fully healthy, but he's still got to get back to game speed. Like he's been taking a lot of second string, third string reps. He's not with the first reps yet. It's still Mitchell's the lose, in my personal opinion. When you've had chemistry with all 5 of those guys, with even McGovern and Dwayne Brown in there for 6 to 8 months, even a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Like he's gonna have to build his way back up. So that's what I think, man.
I absolutely agree. And it's funny because he's been taking reps at left tackle too because Dwayne Brown
Both.
is on the PUP list.
Yeah.
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 I kind of have a funny I have a hard time believing, I should say, that Mekhi Becton will not be the starting right tackle. To be completely honest with you, I just feel like where he was drafted a couple years ago, he's really the only promising player left in that 2020 draft class. And it's like you said, it is Mitchell's to lose, but it's also Becton's to win. And I think that they want to at least know what they have in Mekhi Becton. Is it scary that he hasn't played in 2 years? Definitely. He's going to be getting reps in preseason, but he's fighting for a contract. And you know what? A lot of people say like once you have a kid, like I've never had a kid, you haven't, at least that I know. Um,
Nah, not that I'm aware of.
yeah, yeah, same here. You play a little bit harder. Like you're not playing for yourself, you're playing for your family at that point. So he might be extra motivated, and it is like all the criticism he's received, everything.
I mean, he's got to go out there and earn the job, just like Salah's been saying. So let's hope he does, because if he could be his first year Jet guy with the first few games that he had and Louisville, if he can get back to those days, he stay healthy. My God, he's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we were saying that he was a Pro Bowler his rookie year, so it's definitely
Yeah.
going to be really exciting to watch. But has there been anything else on the offensive line that you've been looking at, or?
Every backup looks good. Tomlinson looks okay. Mitchell looks okay. Vera Tucker looks okay. I literally love what I'm seeing from Titman. I think
Yeah,
Titman is going to start. I just can't see him not starting. All the reps that he's been taking has just been phenomenal. And the way he's been moving with his hands, the way he just keeps digging deep in the grass. I mean, he's manhandling people out there. like
Oh,
literally.
absolutely.
So I like it. And you know what? I'm not knocking on McGovern. Like McGovern is a good backup to have. Like I'm not complaining about it. Like if something happens with Tedman, I'm okay with putting McGovern right there.
Oh, absolutely. I am too. He has experience at the position, but it's cool because he's also played left guard. So knock on wood, like somebody like an AVT goes down, you could also stick him in there or Lake and Tomlinson, whatever the situation. So I think the Jets have finally an abundance of riches at the offensive line, something that we've been begging for years. Joe Douglas learned his lesson after last year. Mekhi Becton goes down and he's just scrambling. Hey, have you ever seen offensive line play? Have you ever seen a lineman play? Then yeah, come to the New York Jets. We'll give you a chance. That's what it seemed like last year. And I think that, I mean, Billy Turner, he's kind of been a little disappointing from what I've seen, but I think the offensive line is really if they can all stay healthy, I think they have a chance to be very good. Um, Probably just as good as Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers last year. Just hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't break his thumb again and have quote unquote a down season. Another position that I really want to touch on before we skip over to the defense is the tight end position. Jeremy Ruckert is balling out in training camp. He might not be tight end two at the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, I think he has a real legit chance at being tight end two.
I mean, not only that, Kuntz has been playing well too. Conklin's been balling out as well. Rucker, it's going to be all eyes on him, see if he can make that third spot, maybe be a fullback position. Rucker has really impressed a lot of people, even getting in fights. Like he's getting fights out
Yeah,
there.
Clemens.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I encourage
Yep.
fights. I encourage fights. I don't encourage fights almost every time, but if you're trying to make a name for yourself, why not? Why not?
One thing that shows me that guy has balls. Picking a fight with Michael Clemens, who walked into training camp shirtless with a barbed wired baseball bat. That's one guy I don't want to mess with. And like you said, fights happen all the time. Robert Sala even said it, and he said just like he tells his kids, above the neck or below the neck, above the waist. I just hit my microphone. So it's really interesting, and like I understand it. You're seeing these guys every day. You're battling. You're hitting.
Technical difficulties, everyone. There you are. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you literally came out and came back in.
As did you. But whatever. That's near or there. We're back. But like I don't know if you heard me. I was saying like your time with the St. Louis Rams, you've probably seen a lot of fights back then too. So it's just
Oh
something
yeah.
that's all
Oh
around the
yeah.
league. I don't
Yeah.
think it's anything to make a big deal about.
No. They're just trying to make a name for yourself, and the best atmosphere that's there, the best it will be.
Right, absolutely. So I want to switch over to the defense a little bit, unless you had anything to add to the offense.
We're good.
So I guess starting off with the defense, we gotta talk about the new number 11, the number 11 that we could finally be happy and be excited about, and not just trash talk the number.
Ooh.
Jermaine Johnson, who is just bulked up, he looks better, faster. He's another year in the same system, and I think he's gonna have a breakout season this year.
Heck yeah, dude! It's funny because they moved him the line. They quote him the linebacker so he can get that number 11, which is hilarious to me. But it happens. Parsons did it to get his 11. A lot of teams have done that with their edges. JJ McDonald and Huff. It's going to be very very tight, but I think it's going to be JJ McDonald that are going to make the difference here.
Do you think that JJ and McDonald are going to be starting? Are you still standing on your McDonald starting point?
Either JJ or McDonald. Huff can sneak in there, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he's going to be traded. But I think JJ and McDonald are going to shock people more than they think.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the way that Jeff Ulbrich likes to rotate players. I think that they're all going to get a little piece of the pie here. And I think that they're all going to absolutely snap and just dominate, man.
I agree. I agree.
Quentin Williams is looking just as good as ever. He hasn't missed a step since missing all of OTAs. You could tell he's definitely been training. Michael Clemens looks like a absolute unit. Really excited to see what he can do. The defensive line, they're going to be elite again, man. And that's what really makes this team special. And the good thing is they're not going to be playing from behind. Aaron Rodgers is going to give these guys leads in the fourth quarter where these guys can just go dominate, not be afraid to give up a big play because they kind of toned it back a little bit at times last year because you didn't want to have that risk. But now, if you're up by 40 and all these other guys are just coming in, everybody's going to eat, man. This defensive line is going to be special, man.
I agree. I agree.
I guess getting into the cornerbacks a little bit, Sauce Gardner is proving that he didn't just have a lucky rookie year. The guy's the real deal. He's already playing at a veteran level. I listened to his interview on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark. He just has that mentality in him. He says everything a leader says. You know, I came in a little bit quiet, but as I got better, I was starting to talk that trash a little bit more, which I'm really excited. We're going to be hearing him all over the field on Hard Knocks. It's going to be super exciting, super interesting to listen to him talking trash to Garrett Wilson of all people.
Oh man, I mean, they're all boys at the end of the day, but that's what we want. Like we want that guy to do that. So I want him to keep it going. I mean, him and Reed and Carter too. You know, they're all three of them are going to ball. It's going to be great.
Now, do you think that there's going to be any maybe certain player that we're not expecting to have a huge training camp that really comes on and emerges? Somebody that like we're like, wow, we didn't see him having that good of a off season. He could definitely start or something like that.
Yeah, Tony Adams. I think he's going to start. I think he's going to be the number one guy. And Trey
It's a good
Dean is
answer.
always a guy there too. I think Converse is going to make it because of his versatility with safety and cornerback. But look out for those three guys. I mean, people keep saying Amos might take that starting job, but man, Tony Adams is built different. I really do think he's going to get that starting role.
Yeah, you're not the only one that sees that too, because Robert Saleh seems to love Tony Adams.
Oh yeah,
Kept him over Will Parks, and Will Parks showed a couple flashes in the past couple of years.
and Pinnock
Yeah,
last year.
yeah. Penhawk, yes, that hurts. That still hurts seeing him still at MetLife Stadium, just in blue and white instead of green and white. That hurts. I think that he could have definitely been a star. But see, it's kind of weird because I still want that veteran guy at the safety position. I don't want to go into the season with unknowns. Same thing with Sherwood and Nazardine, who apparently CJ Mosley's been like praising Sherwood. Like a lot of players, a lot of these
Yeah.
linebackers like Sherwood, and he has a real legit chance at starting. And I'm kind of starting to get that funny feeling that maybe Kwan's not coming back. You getting that sense at all?
What do you mean?
It just seems like
What do you mean?
CJ Mosley has been praising Sherwood, and apparently he's been picking up the system a lot better than we expected him to be. So I could see that there's a real chance that maybe Quan doesn't come back.
Yeah, I think Sherwood's going to stay there, or they might do some experimenting. I think they might maybe move an edge to linebacker, maybe a safety to linebacker. But I don't think Nazar team makes this team, and I could see Sherwood doing this and maybe Hall eventually. Um, I like both. I'm rooting for Sherwood, but if he doesn't pick it up by now, it's going to be a lot going on with the waiver wire eventually.
I agree 100%, dude. And I like that like that you suggested the experiment, but I don't want experiments going into this season. These next 2 years, while Aaron Rodgers is here, and it sounds like he pretty much confirmed that he's going to be here longer than just 1 year. So whether that's 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it
Right.
is, this isn't the let's evaluate player season. I mean, we've sat through that 2019, 2020, 2021. Let's see what we have for next year. No, now we know what we have. Sherwood is halfway through his contract. He hasn't started yet. I would give Quan $3 million. I want Quan back. And I remember when Will McDonald got drafted, they said he could play a little bit of linebacker too. So I wonder if he's actually going to do that. I haven't seen any. I don't think so, but I haven't like heard anything that he would. But it's kind of nice to know that maybe he could if he has to.
It's good to have versatility everywhere, but I think this is Sherwood's gig.
I wonder if they are getting concerned or if there's no concern if they just don't bring Quan. I mean, like you said, like they have some depth there, but I think that outside of C.J. Mosley, I mean, even Quincy Williams wasn't great last year. I like Quincy. He's super explosive. He's almost like the Tasmanian devil in a way. But sometimes he's just too explosive, and one player be running this way, and he's just, oh my god, I see somebody this way, I'm gonna run this way. Like it's just weird with him at times, which gets me a little on edge at times. I just want one more experienced linebacker and one more experienced safety that's not named Jordan Whitehead. And I think that this is really a finished product.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
You're welcome with that. I agree. I agree with you.
So I think that's pretty much covers the entire team. What's been going on in training camp so far? Is there anything else that you've heard that we haven't touched on? Wow.
I'm just kidding. No, I think everything's going on. It's going well. This is the best we could hope for with this. The pup list still concerns me a little bit. I think it's going to take Dwayne a little bit more time, but as long as everyone keeps stepping up the way they are, and everyone's digging these new jerseys and stuff, and everyone keeps digging Aaron Rodgers, I think it's going to come together. Just pray to the football gods that we just please don't get an injury. Please don't get an injury to cost us a season or something. But I mean, I think that we need to keep an eye on McDonald, JJ, Sherwood, Dean, and Tony Adams for sure. I don't think we're going to trade Corey Davis overall, but I don't think we're going to get Cook, Liam. I just can't. I don't feel it. I just don't feel it. I really think he's going to go to Miami. Or he could go to the Broncos. I don't know, but I just can't see it.
Yeah, that feeling that I had for Cook is starting to maybe dwindle away a little. It's almost like when you text a girl and she answers you and then kind of like stops answering. And you're like, I'm not really feeling you anymore. It's something similar to that. I don't know because Michael Carter and Bam Knight have both been impressive apparently in training camp. So maybe Michael Carter is healthy. Maybe he was unhealthy last year. I think that's a good problem for the New York Jets. Just somebody that, he wasn't 100%. So I think it could be a good thing for the New York Jets. It saves us possibly $7 million. Your concerns with the pup list, I share the same concerns, especially with CJ Uzuma and guys like that. But the good news is they could come off at any time. So there's really no rush to bring any of these guys back, especially somebody that has been with the team for over a year that already knows the system. But yeah,
agree.
getting back to your Dalvin Cook point, yeah, I don't see it happening. But I mean, he also did turn down Miami's deal, so we don't really know what he's thinking.
He's playing tricks with us. So I think he's playing tricks with us. So I'm gonna give him this. Boo. He needs a boo right now. Because stop playing with us. Go to Miami or come with the Jets. I understand your money situation, and I don't know if we can give you that money, but they could be the great 1-2 punch.
You're like Oprah, man. Like you get a boo, you get a boo. Everybody gets a boo. One big boo everybody gets. I love it. Boo me again. I like it.
Okay.
But yes. But I don't know. Like it is weird. I wonder if there's any other. Is there any other running back that you have in mind? I mean, I've heard like maybe Hunt. I've heard maybe Leonard Fournette. Is there somebody else? Like if it's not Dalvin Cook, do you pivot to anybody or?
Nah, don't pick anybody up. I think we're good. Maybe get Hunt eventually, but Carter could bounce back. Izzy's going to probably be running back too eventually. And then, you already have Bam Knight, who's been the best running back so far in this camp for the running back position. So, I mean, there's still a lot we can work with.
Yeah, there is absolutely. And see, the thing with Izzy is he's only 20 years old. Like his head is probably spinning. His first training camp at an NFL offense. It's just so much to learn. Like, even Robert Saleh said, like the verbiage and everything. It's a lot of information just getting thrown at you quickly at once. Tomorrow the pads come on. That's going to be super exciting. That's when things really start to change. Anybody can look good in a t-shirt and shorts. Once you put the pads on, it's a whole nother ball game. And I think that there's going to be some players that we probably haven't even talked about that start to emerge. And there's going to be players that we had high expectations for. When the pads come on, might be a little bit of a different story. So that's definitely something to look forward to. I'm enjoying every second of this though. Just all the positive vibes, the good training camps. I'm not even thinking about adversity come the season, the uniforms. Just one big happy family. Finally, we deserve it. The football gods owe us one. You hear that up there? You guys owe us one. Whoa.
Exactly. Yeah, we're done with that. But yes, it correct. I think we deserve this more than anything. I think this is going to be, but we just got to one step at a time. I know people keep talking Super Bowl, keep talking playoffs. It's good to think that. Stay positive with that. But we had a tough schedule, and it's going to keep getting a little bit more difficult. We're going to have to cut some really good players. So, Pats come on tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm going to get my popcorn ready.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. So I think that's going to pretty much cover it all. Is there anything else that you want to get into before we go? Or
No, I think we're good to go. I will roll with everything. You can follow Liam right here. If you want to follow him, you can follow him. Official Liam Johnson right here. You can follow me, Italy Jed, on these social media platforms. And also, just please share, comment, like, and subscribe to everything NYJ. And right here, too. This is where you can follow these handsome devils right here. And also, if you do like what's going on with these jerseys, I encourage you to buy one. Just don't tell anybody. Just don't tell anybody. That's just me, though. But guys, I'm Italy Jet. This is Liam, and we'll see you next week. Peace. Go Jets.
have a good night, everybody. Go Jets.